And welcome back, everybody. I'm sorry for cutting that duct tape a little bit short, but the players are finally ready. It looks like Zed was able to fix up all the technical issues, and now we are finally diving into our second upper bracket semi-finals.
By the way, that was not a joke. Zed actually went and fixed the issue. Apparently, there was some issue with the audio, like with the plug or something, and
He
they
just
plugged it
unplugged it
else.
and plugged it back in. There you go.
Yeah, basically. But anyway, you are on Curious Minds, Ali. We're in the top left corner. We have the blue Protoss player, representing Platinum Heroes. It is PAPI.
And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Curious Minds LE, we have the Polish Protoss player representing Storm Gaming. It is Gerald. Yes, we're back. We're actually casting some StarCraft. And, of course, it's a PvP.
It's not just any PvP. It's Polish Protoss players posse.
Oh yes. That means they're gonna be whipping out the cabbage, the oh God, what's it called? The coleslaw. Yeah.
What? What?
Let's go the pierogis. Pierogis. Yes.
Huh?
There you go. That's it. That's all I got.
Shaking my head.
Oh God.
But Gerald is being very annoying at Papi's base.
Yeah, we do see a little bit of a difference here between these two players and their builds. It looks like PAPI is going for the more max packs approach, and what I mean by that is that he's going for a bit of a greedy opening, except this is a lot more common on Curious Minds. Why? Because we do have this massive ramp going up into the natural base, so it's a little bit more defensible, and that means you can be greedy like this. Despite that though, Gerald's opening up with a much more safe and conservative building placement.
Yeah, the high ground that we got used to for the past months, if not years now, in the PvP. Ooh, but Gerald actually keeps going. He put the core as well.
Yeah, the cyber core gets thrown down, so this natural base is so delayed. I'm sure PAPI wanted to get his tech or his nexus much earlier. He's forced to throw down his Stargate instead. Something important to note is that this is a full wall off with these buildings as well, so it's going to be he's going to be pretty safe behind that wall here at his natural.
Yeah. I mean, he is going for a Stargate, so it doesn't really need an entrance to his base. And the Stargates will see that, and they can just fight through the wall.
Yeah, there's some nice micros so far. Gerald does come out on top with a little bit better focus fire, so he does force PAPI a little bit back. He's trying to do whatever. Again, trying to be as annoying as possible. He shouldn't really do too much damage here, but again, just being annoying.
Yeah, at the same time, he has time to go for his own nexus, which is actually slightly faster than PAPI, thanks to all this harass.
Yeah, exactly. It was so important for Gerald to actually delay that just because of how the builds opened up with all of our players. He even, of course, scouted the Stargate, so we already see the shield battery on the way, so the Oracle shouldn't be dealing too much damage here. Obviously, there's potential for a stasis, but that should be pretty much it.
I mean, there are Stalkers as well, so this Oracle may be very... Okay, she's safe. Oh, but there's more Stalkers.
Oh God, is he really safe? Because that Oracle is taking a lot of damage. We do see the rest of the Stalkers trying to surround, but PAPI barely gets away.
PAPI!
PAPI, please.
Yeah, that Oracle did not expect the retreating Stalkers to be right there waiting for her.
Yeah.
But other than that, we have Blink versus Blink.
We are getting into our Blink Stalkers. The big difference is that PAPI is still making use of that Stargate. We have a second Oracle on the way. Hopefully this one doesn't get intercepted, and it looks like it will be able to avoid those Stalkers.
Yeah, just barely they move out of vision as it was flying by. And now maybe they will get a few workers.
Yeah.
Oh, the shield battery is about to be finished.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because 2 oracles do one-shot probes and they still will get 4 kills. Oh no! The intercept! Ah!
And the oracle falls down. The second one is also fairly low, so it's gonna be very careful about diving again.
Yeah, and that was totally worth for Gerald. 4 probes for 1 stalker. For 1 oracle, like the oracle falling for that. Like pretty nice moves. And now this second oracle is stuck here. We're gonna have to see a recall or maybe see it try and swerve away from these stalkers.
Yeah, I think it will chill there for now, and maybe it will be used for revelations later. Because with the shield battery, it's not like he can do much damage really.
Oh god, not again! Deja vu! No, god, no!
He noticed us this time.
Jesus Christ.
And both players are actually taking their third bases around the same time, but in slightly different locations.
Yeah, meanwhile that oracle again taking a lot of damage. It needs to get out of here, hopefully at some point. And we are getting into a more standard like mid-game PvP. Blink Stalkers versus Blink Stalkers.
Yeah. And not gonna lie, I kinda miss the PvP era of Blink Stalker Disruptor. It was fun.
Miss it, mate. It never left me. We just have to get there. At the moment, we're gonna be again. Ideally, they want to be working towards them. Meanwhile, decent target fire does take out one of those pylons.
I mean, it's still happening. It's still a strategy, but I feel like it's less common. I guess less crazy. Meanwhile, these others are actually getting some good damage.
Yeah, 4 probes get. Oh my god! I said 4, but 5 go down instead. That was more damage than what that oracle did earlier.
Yeah. How did the adepts get there? Was the wall open?
Yeah, it's open.
Yeah, the Stargate was actually destroyed after the oracles.
Yeah, bit of a feels bad, man. The wall was not a wall. The adepts, they got in. Meanwhile, Gerald is just ramping up. Now he's got his third base up and running. We have his production on the way as well. 4 gateways, immortals on the way. And as you were saying, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point he does decide to throw down that robotics bay for disruptors.
Now both players deciding to go for charge. PAPI is slightly ahead in upgrades, which is nice. But we'll see if that will be good enough to like save an engagement for him.
Yeah. I mean, you say slightly ahead, but I mean, he's got a pretty solid lead with +2. So there's going to be a massive window where he will have those upgrades. Hopefully he can make use of it. He is opting to go for Charge Lot Archon as a transition instead of Disruptors. Which again is still quite solid and it can still work. But hopefully he's able to make use of this timing. Because again, it's going to be pretty big.
The one Oracle, it's trying to survive.
Oh god!
Oh. Trying so hard, but in the end, it didn't even matter.
Yeah, the Oracle did end up getting picked off. At least it got a couple of revelations, you know, that's something, I guess. But as you were saying, like, PAPI has a really nice tech lead right now, but like, he's got to make use of it, because the longer he waits, you know, it's going to dissipate. Templar Archives are on the way, for Archons, for Gerald, you know, +2 is on the way as well. Like, wait too long, then you lose your advantage.
Yeah, he's trying to protect his 4 base from the Stalkers. But yeah, he's just, you know, staying at home, waiting. But maybe this will trigger him to actually attack.
Yeah, I would hope so. He has to be careful because he is missing the War Prism. Right now, he doesn't really have one with his army, so he can't reinforce. Instead, he will pounce on this 4th, and it looks like he should force a cancel.
Yeah, very nice.
Oh! PAPI, please! He gets it!
Oh, a snipe on the warp is very nice moves for PAPI. And the army of Gerald is on the other side of the map, but without the reinforcements. But that said, PAPI has to get there to defend.
Yeah, we need to see recall, and we're not seeing a recall. PAPI is trying to run all the way back home, but his Zealots and Archons are getting surrounded. There's finally the recall, but it may be too late.
Yeah, he was waiting for the Nexus to finish to get right into the action, and maybe like just in time, but he did take a bit of damage.
Yeah, he is having reinforcements coming in. Archons and Immortals are going to be able to clean all of this up, and that makes it worth it. Sure, he lost 6 probes, but he held onto his base, and he only really lost his army of Zealots, which is disposable.
Yeah, pretty nice for PAPI. As we said, like Gerald is probably a favorite, but you know, PAPI got some nice moves.
Definitely. He traded so well there, especially because he also got the denial of the 4th base. So now PAPI, he's up a base, he's down in workers, but he can easily replenish them, and he was able to keep his Archon alive from earlier. So now his army is just getting that much more sophisticated, and Gerald, he realizes, I need something else here to try and come back. Throws down a 2nd Robo and that Robotic Spade.
Yeah, I mean, if he goes Disruptor, that's definitely a nice idea when you have the army mostly consisting of still of Stalkers and Zealots. Like, if those Disruptor shots get in there, that they may do a lot of damage.
Yeah, he needs time, but he's getting that time to go into that double Disruptor production. That's something that, unfortunately, PAPI has neglected. You know, typically, the next step from here is either you go into Disruptors or you go into Sky Toss. One or the other, but you have to do something. You can't just be stuck on Charged Archon. I guess you can argue that he's ahead enough to make it work anyway, but, again, a couple of Purification Novas and you can lose an army lead.
Yeah, also remember how we were talking about upgrades. Like, if you look at it now, Gerald is starting to catch up, and like his armor upgrades are not far behind the PAPI's. So like this lead is getting smaller. And there's a DT shrine as well.
Yeah, Dark Shrine is on the way. Gerald, he's getting all of the comeback mechanics in his favor. And those Disruptors, they just finished up. They're on the way. So the Novas are going to be here for the fight.
Ooh.
Up, up, up!
Oh,
Oh god!
Oh
no! Oh!
This one? Ooh, gets an Archon as well. That's very nice.
Jesus, like half the Zealots immediately go down and Archon goes down as well. Is that going to be enough? Because PAPI still has the army lead.
Yeah, but he has to be careful though, because the Zealots were focusing the Nexus, which means they were not protecting the Archons, and now the army is all together, so it should go slightly better. But
God, another Nova, another. Oh, only one goes off, but it looks like the second will go off as well. Juicy shots, but again, despite how juicy they are, it may not be enough anyway.
Yeah, like Gerald is getting overpowered by all these like beefy units of PAPI with the Archons and the Immortals still being up. The War Priest is now there to protect them.
Yeah, it's one of those things where Geralt was getting the money shots that he needed, but the numbers are just not in his favor. Another Disruptor comes out, another Nova goes off, but it is still not enough. There's detection, even though we had defensive DTs, the DTs were not enough either.
Yeah, this is very good for PAPI now, and he's in the base, breaking havoc. And GG's called.
GG gets called. Geralt just didn't have enough, and PAPI, oh god, again, just was able to use those advantages, the upgrades, the positioning of his army as well. Like, he played that out so incredibly well.
Yeah, very well played for PAPI. And very nice game, very nice game. I did like that he had the upgrade lead. He could be a bit more aggressive with it, but it was nice. Yeah. I was a bit worried about that engagement where the Zealots were on for the Nexus, because yeah, the Archons were like pretty naked when the army of Gerald was going around. But it worked out in the end.
Yeah. Again, like when that fight started, I think he had a 30 supply lead, so he could afford to make a couple of mistakes and again take some big Novas to the face, which he did, right? Like again, there was a lot of good Purification Novas going out for Geralt. But it just goes to show how far ahead PAPI was anyway that it didn't even matter.
By the way, Rail just popped up in the chat and he's saying, can we already congratulate PAPI on performance of the day?
Oh, why? What's
win versus Gerald? You can.
There you go. I was about to say, like, what are you trying to say about PAPI? You trying to say that he shouldn't be here? Like, mate, he's doing well. And yeah, I agree. Like, if he's able to take out Geralt, he's in contention for that award.
Yeah. That would be pretty cool.
He's close, mate. He's close. He's already up 1-0, and this is the best of 3. He only needs one more, uno más, to move on to the upper bracket finals.
Yeah. Also, I find it interesting that PAPI is part of Platinum Heroes, which is a very familiar clan to us.
Yeah. We have a lot of close ties with Platinum Heroes. Go way back.
But anyway, we are now on 2000 atmospheres, LA. We're in the bottom left corner. We have the blue player representing Platinum Heroes. And up one in this series, kind of unexpectedly, it is PAPI.
And spawning in the top right hand corner of 2000 atmospheres LE, we have the Polish Protoss player representing Storm Gaming, the favorite in this series, but down in this series, it is Gerald.
This time, both going for the more standard, I guess, upper wall.
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense on 2000 atmospheres because you don't have that ramp. It's one of those things where it was more peculiar that Geralt didn't go for that opening on Curious Minds, playing it more safe, which makes sense. Like, if you think you are the favored player, then you want to be playing safe because you don't want to get cheesed out, right?
Yeah, like you expect something weird to happen because you know that they want to like get you, you know.
Yeah.
But no, everything is fairly standard in this game, in this series even. And we'll see how it will change.
Yeah.
So far they are pretty mirrored. Look at this production tab. Like this is almost perfectly mirrored.
Yep. So far, so same for both players. They do probe scout each other, confirm, okay, you know, both pylons are in the main base. There's nothing crazy going on. There's no pylons missing from that main, so they don't have to worry about a proxy or a fake proxy or anything like that.
I found a difference. PAPI has one less worker on gas.
Oh no. So good.
PAPI, never mind. It's separated. Look, I always find it funny when you get a mirror matchups and like players mirror each other exactly. Like the timings are almost perfect, like to the second.
Yeah. I mean, there are... StarCraft is all about efficiency, and there is an efficient way to open up. But now we see the big difference. Gerald throws down that Stargate. PAPI invests in a round of sentries.
Yeah, at the very least he will know what's going on, but the question is how will he respond to that Stargate?
Yeah, I mean, you know, with these sentries, PAPI should be able to scout, and after he scouts, he should be able to defend his mineral lines. There's a lot of shoulds going on here because there's obviously a world where maybe he doesn't see the Stargate, or maybe he sees it a little bit too late. Again, a lot of this is going to be on PAPI and his scouting.
Also, hold on, did Gerald just fake out the natural? Because I'm pretty sure PAPI blocked the natural and he destroyed it, and then like the probe just went back to the main. But no, I think he's taking the Nexus anyway.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nexus is on the way, just delayed, much later compared to PAPI's. His Nexus is almost done. It's more than halfway done at this point. So again, he will have a pretty massive lead when it comes to his economy, but he's got to be careful. Stalker's on the way. Oh god,
Ooh, the
oh god.
Stalkers are exposed. Yeah, okay, they do survive without hull damage, but this was pretty close. The shield battery was just there.
Yeah, and speaking of, the shield battery is now out of energy, but now that the Nexus is done, we are going to be seeing an overcharge. At the same time, Oracle is going straight for the main base. No shield battery, but apparently we don't even need it.
Yeah, the Stalkers are good enough for defense for now. But now PAPI has to be very careful because every time his army like moves away, like he can get attacked from the different side.
Speaking
and now
of...
one sentry falls down, the other one, second sentry falls down as well, so now there's only one left.
Yeah, Geralt doesn't even lose a single Stalker, so nice target firing there by Geralt, just pulling PAPI apart. Speaking of being pulled apart, Geralt makes a second Oracle, so now he has that one-shot potential. It's one of those things where I guess a shield battery doesn't matter anymore, but it still would have been nice once you do with one Oracle, then one Oracle on its own can't really do too much.
Yeah, these Stalkers may try to take the damage. Oh, they actually scare out the Oracles.
Yeah, 3 Stalkers are enough to push them away, but now this is where things get a little bit scary. Now we have a couple of Adepts that are looking to dive in and try and one-shot some of those probes. Nice block on the wall, though. Oh, He wants to find a way in.
Oh, he actually unlocks the wall. That's very nice. But
get it up! Get it up, puppy! Get it up!
There you go. Yeah, that was very fancy, but because the adepts were so far away, it actually didn't matter all that much, I feel like. And the Oracles could have been doing damage in the mineral line.
Yeah, but in the end, they weren't. They do try and be a little bit annoying at that fourth base. Finally, the adepts do shade in, but there's only one adept here now, and that's not enough to out DPS that shield battery.
Yeah, the Oracles are just still sharking around, trying to do some damage, but yeah, there's only so much they can get. And this one is so low, actually. Nope, it survives. But at the very least, Gerald has the information about how many bases PAPI has, what tech he's going for so far. Prepare accordingly.
Yeah, and again, just massive shout out to PAPI because he's just been so on point with this defense. He's just had stalkers at every turn. These oracles just haven't really been able to do anything at all. The only kills they have are, again, killing the probe and denying the pylon here in between the bases, and that was it. I mean, it was a nice move, but they just haven't been able to pay for themselves. And again, like they've been taking so much damage, the likelihood that they get picked off is pretty high.
Yeah, like very very nice by PAPI. Like I was a bit scared when I saw like all the adepts and oracles, you know, waiting for their moment, but PAPI actually handled it perfectly. Like he splits his army just enough to like defend both sides, and he's in pretty good position now.
Oh god, but maybe we spoke too soon because now there's nothing here in the main base. The oracles, they can dive in and there's nothing to stop them.
Oh, and the Stalkers are in the front as well, so he may be distracted as the Oracles are waiting for their chance.
Oh god, exactly. We see this lane going forward. PAPI's gonna be able to take this fight. At the same time, Gerald can take this opportunity to dive in with his oracles. Wait,
he can. He definitely can.
He can.
But will he?
Oh god. In the end, he opts not to, just dancing around the third base. In the end, actually goes in with adepts instead, and he will get damage.
Oh, actually five probes. That's more than I expected from this attack. And now the oracles are diving in.
Yeah, we do see a warp in, but it's a little bit too late, and even more probes are getting picked off. Now they go into the main base, and again, there was just nothing here.
Yeah, 11 probes in total fall, which is quite a lot of damage. But at the same time, like, PAPI is not that far behind Gerald in terms of worker count.
Yeah, I mean, he's still behind though. When he could have been ahead, you know, especially because he did have the faster the faster natural base, the faster third base as well, and in the end, it didn't really come to fruition. Meanwhile, again, Gerald has been doing a really good job at just keeping PAPI busy, and he himself has been just macking up and working on his own upgrades, his own tech.
Yeah, and now the Starkers are gonna try and look for some damage. PAPI actually taking a 4th base, and I think the Starkers are gonna find it.
Yeah, they're on the way. They're gonna quickly check the watchtower first and dip on forward. Meanwhile, PAPI, he's out of position. He's not ready at this 4th base. We should see a cancel.
Cancel? Oh, cancel. Yeah, now the Starkers are coming in, but the damage was already done, and the delay was achieved.
Yeah.
As Gerald is taking his own base.
And now it's PAPI's turn. He just scouted with hallucination. He confirms the 4th base that's on the way, and he knows how late his own 4th is. So he's thinking about maybe pushing out. +2 just finishes up, but this time Gerald is not far behind in the upgrades. He's pretty even, so there won't be that big window that we had in game 1.
It says Gerald doesn't have any immortals yet, and he's not making any either. He does have a few Archons, but this is mostly just pure Zealot Stalker.
Sometimes that's all you need. Meanwhile, he's posturing outside the 4th base. At the same time, Oracles dive in once again, and in comes the main army.
Yeah, we see this is actually trapped in the middle of both armies. But this is only a matter of time when they run in.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, 8 probes go down. And again, I feel like PAPI should have taken that fight. Like, he has the army supply lead. Not everything is here for Geralt. He does have a war prism to reinforce, but still, like, PAPI may have had a chance there and he didn't go for it.
Yeah, I feel like he's respecting this army quite a bit. I mean, like, those are just Zealots, but Zealots with charge are pretty scary regardless. Like, if you blink away in the wrong moment, like, your immortals are gone.
Yeah, in the end he didn't go for the fight at all, and that could hurt him. Especially because he doesn't have too much vision out on the map either. Like, now he's again kind of being pulled apart.
Yeah, he has this observer in front of his base, but it's only so much heads up that he gets. He's actually chasing these stalkers and like shaving off a few of them.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe he will clean this army.
I just want him to pull the. I just want him to go. I just want him to just send it, mate. Like, he has the army lead right now, but because he's taking so long, disruptors are coming out, right? Like, sure, he's working on his own, but like, there was a big opportunity here for him to push out and be aggressive, but he just hasn't been able to do it.
I feel like this is the case where like you get, I don't want to say nervous because that's not exactly the same thing, but like we're like, oh, I'm actually ahead. I better not do something stupid and lose, so I better be like extra careful about everything. And then like he just attacks.
Yeah, and essentially what he's doing is that he's giving Gerald an opportunity to catch up in supply, to catch up in tech, and make things much more closer than they otherwise would have been. Disruptors just change everything.
Yeah, the stalkers are playing quite close to each other. Oh, this army actually gets sandwiched, which is very nice for PAPI.
Yeah.
But he has to be careful to not get too distracted because there is still one hanging out on the right side.
Yeah, I mean, he will clean up all of these stalkers. Geralt hasn't pulled the trigger yet, but he should recognize that, hey, you have a lot of supply here. You don't really have much on the other side. Maybe I can do something. But Geralt also doesn't go for it. Instead, he pulls back. He was afraid that the army was going to push out and hit his fifth.
Yeah, he was expecting this to actually be a counterattack, but PAPI was only chasing off the stalkers.
But again, like, despite that, I still think it's okay for Geralt. It's like, man, 4 disruptors. Like, that's that's a lot of disruptors, and
There's a lot of disruptors.
there's not a lot of like anti-play that you can really do other than blink stalkers. Like, we don't have a war prism here either to protect the immortals or the archons.
Yep. Ooh, first shot. Only zoning out the zealots, so not too much happening. So I think this was the war prism.
Yeah, war prism tried to go into the main base. It does get sniped. It does get denied. Oh god!
Oh, only one zealot falls down.
Yeah, only one zealot. PAPI, bold move. He's trying to distract the army. His own war prism is here towards the top left, looking to maybe try and sneak into one of the bases.
Yeah, and PAPI has his own disruptors now as well, so we're gonna get actually disruptor wars this time.
Exactly. Meanwhile, God, he has to be so careful. There are just so many disruptors, mate. Oh god.
They're chasing,
Chasing
up. Oh. The Novas are actually clashing in the middle. That's
god.
so funny.
They are, and PAPI takes 2 massive Novas to the face. At the same time, we have a DT run by. He's trying to focus down that robo, and it looks like he will get the robo.
Yeah, that's very, very nice for PAPI, but ooh, more shots going off. This army is getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, like PAPI's army is falling apart. There was a time where he was ahead 30 supply. Now he's down 40 supply. He's going for a counterattack. Does catch some reinforcements, but he's almost all in at this point. Sure, he can always recall, but oh god.
He may get sandwiched in here. So be very careful. The armies are coming from all directions.
Oh god, DT's all over the place. We see basically a full surround, and PAPI is just losing everything.
Yeah, this was not a great engagement for PAPI. Like, he lost too much to the disruptor shots, and then he was out of position when attacking Gerald. And now the DTs are trying to do some damage, but it started to look a little rough.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, PAPI, he had a big lead for a while there, and it all just kind of slipped away from him. And now at this stage of the game, like, he's just sustained so many losses that I don't see a world where he can come back from this. Like, Gerald, he's just going for the attack, and I guess we go base trade. I guess question mark. But even then, we can always recall.
Yeah, it does look like a base trade, but with Gerald's army being bigger than PAPI's, like, probably should take it if that happens.
Yeah. I mean, this is the only answer for PAPI. Like, this is the only way that he can maybe win, and that is to go for the base trade. He has a lot of disruptors here as well, so like, maybe he can make something happen. But oh my god, the target fire!
Yeah, the disruptor, the warp piece falls down, so no more warpings here. And the DTs are actually cleaning up the stalkers. There are no observers here with the army.
Yeah, there's no detection. PAPI loses his entire army. And Gerald, he's still here with his own. He's still across the map, and there's still nothing to really stop him from pushing forward. Oh, okay, we have a couple of reinforcements.
Yeah, there's a couple. Oh, disruptor shots going off. But it's not enough to clean up the Gerald's army.
Yeah, and we just gotta look at the soup at this point. Like Gerald, he's up in workers, he's up in army, he's up in every single aspect at this point.
The DTs are nice, as nobody has detection, of course.
Oh god. Not even PAPI, like his cannons are depowered. They can't detect.
Yeah. Now the observer comes in, so it should be help you dealing with the DTs. But the warpies go down. The disruptors go down, so I guess that's nice.
Yeah.
But it's not enough, and PAPI GG's out.
GG gets called. Gerald, once he gets into that once he gets into that mid game, once he's got that maxed out army, like he is the one with the superior control, and he ties up the series.
I hope PAPI, like, he finds that aggressive drive that you were talking about, where, like, you know, just when you see the opportunity, just go and catch it. You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the opposite of Mishu in that regard. Where Mishu was like, "Yeah, I'm going for it," and PAPI's like, "Yeah, maybe not."
Yeah. Just like, I'm going for it. PAPI's like, I'm not going for it. It's like, mate.
It's like both approaches are wrong. You have to find the balance.
Yes. It's all about balance. And just like that, Gerald, he fights back, and now we are going to our ace match.
Yep, that we are. And we are going to the map Hardwire LAE for our ace match.
Yes. Hardwire. One of I don't know where to really place Hardwire. I kind of want to say standard. It's also kind of small. Reminds me a little bit of like Lightshade from the last map pool. Yeah, here we go. Ace match. What do you want to see? What do you want to see, Kuro, in the ace match in this PvP?
DT versus DT. But just DT. Nothing else. You're welcome. As we are loading into the map, and we look at the base of the blue Protoss player, the Polish Protoss player, representing Platinum Heroes. Is there like a synonym for hero that starts with a P? It is PAPI.
And spawning in the top right hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have the Polish Protoss representing Storm Gaming. With that amazing comeback in game number 2, it is Gerald.
Look, not only PAPI is a Polish Protoss player, he's also PAPI.
He is.
There's more P's there.
He's all about the P.
And there's the Platinum hero.
Yeah. There you go. Oh god.
This is the level of jokes that I've degraded to.
It's perfect. It's what we all wanted. It's what we all wanted. Oh god. But yeah,
that probe of PAPI though is going around places.
It is going towards the bottom right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, the thing that's worrisome is that this scouting probe does confirm that, hey, so far there's only one pylon here in the main. You're missing your second pylon.
Mate, where's the pylon?
Where is it?
I think he's going the rail approach where he just puts pylons on the map just to mess with the opponent.
Yeah, just to keep his opponent guessing. Meanwhile, the third pylon is here in the main base. So, again, not the craziest of moves here. Oh, sorry, that's actually Gerald's pylon. He actually blocked a probe.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would be a weird place for a pylon, the mineral line.
There's the third pylon.
Yeah, and one of the probes actually gets stuck. Poor
Feels
guy.
bad,
He's
man.
just trying to do his work, and nobody's even helping him. He just has to do it on his own.
This reminds me of Zerg players. They love to like Evo block like your gas and stuff like that. Like, oh god.
Yeah. I remember playing a game on ladder like that, where somebody like kept blocking my gases with the evos, and then I would just take the other gas, and they would block the other gas, so I'd take the other gas. It was just like, what are we doing? Is this StarCraft?
Shaking my head. So at least eventually PAPI does clean that up, and obviously we see that the pylon wasn't really used for anything. It's just out there just for a little bit of mind games, but Gerald confirms it. Yeah.
It can also be useful as a spotter in case there's something flying by.
Yeah.
Or hiding.
If an oracle was like, rally towards the bottom right, then they would spot that. Speaking of being rallied towards the bottom right, we do have a couple of adepts on the way, but they will not be scattered by that pylon. Feels bad, man.
Yeah, it's very much out of the way. But Gerald will be going for Blink. Meanwhile, PAPI is still working on his Twilight Council, so we're gonna find out what his tech of choice is.
Yeah, PAPI did go for a much faster Nexus in comparison. The adepts are trying to shade in, but this time PAPI is on point with his block. Denies it, keeps it out of his main.
Adepts are trying again. But the wall is still a wall. Yes, we have confirmed that the wall is still a wall.
Wall is still a wall. We have the main art down to the low ground as well. So PAPI is just getting up and running, getting his natural up. And I love it, still on top of those walls.
Yeah, once again, like we have to compliment PAPI on his defensive structure, I guess. Like he reacts fairly nicely to most of the attacks.
Yeah, so far it's been pretty good. I love this as well. He's kind of trying to bait the units out of position and trying to catch the reinforcements, or trying to catch him with his reinforcements. But there we go, we do see the recall, and Gerald will not lose any of his units. Yeah,
he actually gets the recall. And I was gonna say, is this the time when PAPI actually goes aggressive? But no, he just sends a scout and is going back home.
Yep. Luke shows up. Hey, what's going on here? What's going on in the main base? Do you have any Stargates? Do you have any Oracles? Do you have any Dark Shrines? Nah, everything's pretty chill. Counting all the pylons. And once again, PAPI, there's something that he really likes about these upgrades. Like that forge. Very nice lead.
I mean, to be honest, like Gerald is throwing a forge of his own, so like they have fairly similar ideas in terms of upgrades right now.
Yeah, I guess what I was referring to was the upgrade timing. The forge is done. +1 could be started at any moment, but it is being delayed, unfortunately. So it is giving Gerald enough time to finish his own forge and work on his own upgrades.
Yeah, indeed. And this attack may actually get a cancel on this third base.
Yeah, like PAPI wasn't ready at all. He was busy at the natural, and just like that, Gerald gets a quick and easy cancel.
Yeah, and as he's defending this third base, the adepts are trying to get into the main, and they actually get it this time.
No, we were praising PAPI for his defenses earlier, not just in this game, but even in game number 2 and 3. Sorry, 2 and 1. Didn't even matter. The adepts still got in.
Yeah, the total of 5 pros is not awful, but that's still pretty good damage. And yeah, we were talking about the upgrades. Like this time, the upgrades are pretty much at the same time, so there will be no advantage for either player in that regard.
Exactly. PAPI won't have that lead that he's been really successful with in the past. It's just not going to be there for him.
So somebody in the chat is asking, who is Gerald? and I have 2 takes. Either the person actually doesn't know, so I'm gonna tell you that it's a Polish Protoss player who's actually fairly good.
Yeah.
Or if this is a meme question because the person on the screen is Gerald and not Gerald. because
What are you saying right now? Oh god. But yes, for those wondering, this is a Polish LAN that is currently taking place. So all the players that are competing here are live at the LAN, at the studio, on the stage. So yeah, you don't necessarily have to be from Poland, you just have to be there in person in the area. That's who these players are.
Yeah. You can, actually, if you check the Polish stream, you can actually see the cameras a bit.
Yeah.
Webcams.
There you go. And Gerald, of course, is one of the best Protoss players from Poland. He's been having a lot of success in online tournaments and even in global events as well. In things like the ESL Open Cups. He's been staying up for NA, as well as EU. And he just keeps getting in. PAPI, please! You're doing so well earlier!
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm really worried that like it kind of started getting into PAPI, that like, you know, he was doing so well on the beginning of the match that like the longer it goes, like I don't want to say he's falling apart, but like he's starting to slip up here and there.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like this is the most brutal thing about StarCraft, where like your defenses can be on point, but if you slip up once, workers don't have a lot of HP and they can die quick, whether it's to adepts or oracles or widowmine drops or bathing run-bys, you know, dropper lords, whatever it may be. Like in 1 second, in one moment, if you're not paying attention, like that could be it.
Yeah, and it looks like once again Gerald will be the aggressor in this game, as his army is getting ready to attack on this, I believe, the third base.
Yeah. And he's got his War Prism, he's got his Charge Lots. I doubt he's going to be looking to hit a +2 timing, but regardless, he has an army lead anyway. Not the biggest lead, to be fair.
Yeah. I know. He's actually moving into the 4th instead, so... there are some Stalkers there, so there will be defenses, and the rest of the army is joining now as well, but there are so many charges running in.
Oh my god, exactly. To be fair, PAPI does have a couple of shield batteries and an overcharge available here at the 4th base. This is kind of best case scenario. Thankfully, he did already have this stack defense on the way. You know, a lesser player maybe wouldn't have that. It would just be a Nexus, and then maybe Gerald would have pulled the trigger. But no, that is not the case here. PAPI, he was ready.
Yeah. As again, he actually gets his defenses ready, and this army of Starkers shouldn't do too much damage, as the whole army is here, and that observer is actually making sure nothing goes by.
Yeah, we got observers all over the place from both of our players. Meanwhile, again, Gerald has just been so on top of all these transitions. Again, double Robo Disruptor production, Dark Shrine on the way as well. He just knows exactly what he wants. Meanwhile, PAPI still doesn't have any of that. He's still stuck on Charged Archon.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have a plan afterwards, which is a bit worrying. But this is a big, scary army right now. So if he gets a good engagement, this may be pretty good.
Oh my god, exactly. Here we go. He's diving on in, but the first disruptor is coming out. Oh god, the Nova goes off.
Ooh, a lot of Zealots fall down, but there's still a lot of army left for PAPI.
Another Nova goes up as well. This time the splits were pretty good. The Nova didn't get anywhere near as much damage. PAPI is trying to force the issue. He's trying to push on in and break Gerald.
And he may just be able to do it. Like, he ran out of most of the Zealots and Starkers, but there are still Archons and Immortals left over. So
yeah,
he may just be able to do this army.
It's possible. We have another disruptor coming out. Here we go. Here is the final Nova, and it will connect. And with that, it looks like Gerald will push this all the way back. Even has some defensive DTs.
Yeah, the defensive DTs are definitely helping there as well. Just got the sentry. And the War Piece gets sniped out. So, overall, that was a good attempt from PAPI. It was a good attempt, but he didn't manage to break Gerald, unfortunately.
Yeah, it just, again, the tech is always there. PAPI, he was all in, he went across the map, and disruptors were waiting for him, DTs were waiting for him, things that he just wasn't ready for himself. And like that was kind of it. That was his moment. It was make or break for PAPI, and he wasn't able to break him.
Yeah. I'm totally not biased, but I'm also biased because it's kind of interesting to see the sort of the underdog win, especially because PAPI was performing very well like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
series. So like it would be nice to see him take a win, but it looks like Gerald is just getting more and more ahead.
Hey,
This is so many
this is all
disruptors.
this is all I gotta look at. Like, again, we were talking about it earlier. Papi, his tech is stuck right now. He's just Charge Archon. That's all he's got, and he's keeping up in the numbers game. But the numbers are deceiving because even though we see very similar supplies, it's the disruptors that change everything. Where a single one of these disruptors can just annihilate 10, 20 supply on their own.
Yeah, and Gerald is not letting go. He keeps attacking into Papi's bases. Like he keeps sending a few units here, a few units there. So like Papi has to be always on top of his defenses. Okay.
Yeah.
For a second, I was afraid that he's just gonna pass by the DTs, but he actually had detection.
I mean, speaking of passing by the DTs are gonna hit this fourth base, and Gerald. Sorry, Papi, he was out of position. He was moving out across the map. He just wasn't ready for it. And the fourth base, the fourth Nexus does get picked off. He can't even keep up.
As he comes here to defend, like the main army is actually trying to attack. Oh, actually, it's just Stargate, but still, like Gerald is really trying to like stretch Papi all over the map.
Yeah, the most sad thing is that Papi hasn't even seen Gerald's final form. Like, we have another Zealot run by, and by final form, I'm talking about these disruptors. Like, they just haven't really come into play at all yet. They've just been waiting at home.
I just see all these Zealots and then the disruptors. I'm like, ooh, this.
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! No! No, Papi, please! Oh no!
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, there's still quite a bit of army left over. But...
Yeah. But all the Zealots, they all get reset. The Immortals and the Archons are trying to break on through. We see a blink on 4. GG, well played, and Gerald will take the series.
Yeah, GG to Gerald, very well played. Like the transitions were very nice. Like you always had the next step of the plan prepared. And Papi had a good showing. It was a good series, but yeah, like he was just this close, but like still missing something.
Yeah. Ah, god, it was so close. Like, that was a great game 1 from Papi, and honestly, game 2, he had a chance as well. Like, there's a world out there where Papi wins a series 2-0, but unfortunately, it is not this world, and Gerald was able to just play solid, come back from positions when he was behind, and yeah, just very, very solid play from Gerald.
Yeah. So GG's to Gerald. He's now moving on to the upper bracket finals to face a laser.